What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're gonna test out some Star Wars Outlaws, and we're gonna try it at 1440 this time. Now, I remember at high, we couldn't even maintain 60 at high settings, it was just horrible. Well, not horrible, it dropped down like 52. That's not horrible, but most people like me, anything under 60, we're like, oh no, this sucks. But I'm not expecting it to probably be in more than like 38 to 45. That's probably where it's gonna be. Well, and then while we're recording, it might even drop down to like 35 or something like that. But should still stay above 30, and a lot of people have told me they're totally fine with 30 as long as they can have some eye candy and not have to have FSR and this, that, and the other thing. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into the game. Well, first we're gonna try just high graphics preset, just like we did at native on 1080p. It's probably not gonna work very well, seeing as though we couldn't even maintain 60 FPS at 1080p, but hey, stranger things have happened, so maybe it won't even be that much lower. Maybe the CPU was bottlenecking it a lot. I don't remember what it was doing, but we'll still check it out, and if it sucks, we'll still do medium too, and hopefully it'll be able to do medium. And if not medium, then hopefully it'll be able to do FSR. Although this might be one of those games you have to do FSR medium, or FSR balance, something like that. But anyway, let's go hop in and see how it does on these settings. All right, here we go. And yep, we're only getting like 30 FPS or something like that. And I think the FPS only gets hit by like 2 or 3 this time at 1440. Usually 1440p hinders the FPS more than 1080p does, but hey, I guess not on this one. So it's not like we would just automatically get 60 FPS or anything if we weren't recording. We'd probably stay at like 40. Though I think there's a couple times we dropped all the way down to like 35, so I don't know if that would be the case there, but every place else I think we'd stay at 40 plus the whole time if we weren't screen recording. And that's plenty for a lot of people. Me, that's a little too slow, but I'm not everybody. Hey, there's another thingy. A weak glow rod, huh?
You wouldn't believe the junk they just throw away. I found 2 perfectly good converters.
And we dropped all down to 28 for a second there. But again, I don't think if we weren't recording, we probably would have stayed at above 30 barely. But that probably means there's places in the game where we'd probably drop under 30, even when we're not recording. Maybe not, but there's this chance. Since I'm only in the beginning area here, I just wanted to point that out. That always is a chance with these videos. Just because I'm getting good FPS where I am doesn't mean the whole game will be flawless. I wish that were the case, but unfortunately not.
Shakedowns tonight. Police will be loaded with credits. There's Preben.
I snuck into the
Huh. All the merchants are out for the Kanto Cup.
Ooh, there's something under here, too. I'll have to go crawl in here to get it. Well, I think I've gotten that before. More stuffs. Alright though, why don't we go ahead and move along? Now let's try bumping it down to medium and see if we can't stay over 60. Probably not without FSR's help, but hey. Let's try it anyway. And here's the rest of the advanced settings for medium. And there we go. So, to the game we go. Alright, let's try a little medium now. Seems as though we still can't quite hit 60. Wasn't really expecting to. Anymore, that's usually not gonna get you 60, just dropping it down from a preset. Usually at 1440p on this thing, you gotta do a little extra work.
Okay.
Or just run FSR. But I don't even know if FSR can keep us above 60 the whole time after seeing this, but we shall still try it out.
The Canto Cup's been good to me. In 3 months, we...
Kay, come here.
Still though, at least the frame times are pretty decent.
Just a reminder, this channel should not be used to discuss personal affairs.
Kay, come here.
Okay. I need to give you something.
Huh. If I would have read the bottom, I would have known I could have just sent my little critter after that. I think I figured that out at some point, though. Just not in this video, I don't think. Anyway, though, why don't we now move on to the next graphic setting? So next up, we'll try some FSR on quality, just like we did on 1080p. Now, you're probably going to have to drop under quality, probably down to balanced or something to hit 60, but unless you're going to try it out like this. Oh, I forgot to turn those off somehow. At least I noticed it this time. Now we can go to advanced, check out those settings. It's just a high preset. I don't think I messed with anything in here. But in any case, there they are. And now, to the game. All right, here we go with some FSR 3. It's on quality. With a base of 1440. But it seems like we can't quite hit 60 everywhere like this. We are recording, but I think there's still spots that drop down to like 50. And there's no way I'm using 10 FPS to record. I don't think so.
Kay, come here.
I'd still say for the most part, it seems to be over 60 more than it's under.
I scavenged enough parts to pay off.
My stuff now.
We've got the sectors fighting.
Yeah, see, it still drops down to 50 over here, so. I think we need to either lower the graphics settings a little bit more,
Okay?
or the FSR, possibly both. So if I recall, once we do frame gen, that helps quite a bit, but it still feels like it chugs a little in those spots. Kind of like it feels like it's still under 60. But it still helps more than it hinders, so. But we gotta remember, what the FPS we see is not real. Alright, now we're gonna try some frame gen with FSR 3 on quality still. And we're just gonna leave all the rest of the settings exactly the same. But we'll still check them out anyway. Just for the people that are skipping around, I don't expect everybody to watch every single thing here. In fact, videos like these are almost always get skipped around, and that's the whole point, you know? So, why don't we now get back into the game? Here we are in the game with frame gen. At least over here by this door, we still got like a little bit of a spike there in the frame time. I don't know if that's because I started recording or what's going on, but just take a note of it. And besides that, we still got little tiny frame time spikes. But still, not the end of the world. Somebody told me that this thing's CPU is just too slow for frame gen to be smooth. But that's not entirely true. I've played quite a few games, probably more than it sucks now. Back when frame gen first came out, that was probably about true. But it definitely seems a lot better in games than when it first came out, which is good. Technology progressing, hell yes. Instead of getting worse. Still feels pretty damn good though. Definitely feels like the frame gen helped more than it hindered. There were a couple games back in the past when it first came out where it like made this thing have huge frame time spikes. Like huge ones, not little tiny baby ones like this where you probably wouldn't even notice it without a graph. But I'm talking about huge. Like it was almost hitting the E on frame time, kind of huge.
Why not take a look?
Hmm, 10 gigs of VRAM. This game definitely seems to like the VRAM at times. Anyway, though, why don't we move on? Now let's get ourselves some camera-recorded gameplay without OBS hindering our FPS at all. Now, frame gen definitely feels like it helps a little bit, but all those spots that felt like it was dropping to under 60 FPS still feel like a little wonky. But I will say it feels like pretty much good enough to where I'd feel like, okay, my frame has dropped, but I wouldn't necessarily be like, okay, I think they dropped down to exactly 50 or something like that. And I will say, at least the frame times in this game are really smooth. I like that. But I'm not expecting too much from this game. A lot of people are already saying it's kind of just not that great. But, of course, I'm going to reserve my judgment until after I play it and beat it. But I've still got a couple other games I want to beat first. I want to finish Lost Judgment since I beat Wukong. Okay, now, I figured maybe I could crawl under there and go explore in their shop, but nope. It's not gonna let me do that. None of those shenanigans now. Hey, he's cosplaying as Darth Vader. How cool.
Okay? I need to give you something.
Kane, come here.
Absolutely not. The money from over here? Yes. I already know this is where I'm supposed to end up. Right here.
Need my data spike to break into this.
But not until I get that data spike fixed. But this city seems like a pretty good spot to run around and test for FPS, so I've been hesitant to even talk to this guy. I think I won't be pushed right into there. I'm just worried he's gonna be like, oh, I got this thing. Sometime later, it just cuts to me breaking in there and won't let me leave. I mean, likelihood of happening is low, but I just didn't want that to happen, so I figured screw it. We'll just run around town. It's probably pretty boring, but at least it shows us FPS, and that's all I'm really trying to do here. See how it runs on various things. This time, with this kind of game, I'm very glad I decided to start on the Asus G15 Advantage. We'll save the Steam Deck Ally and Firebat mini PC for tomorrow, because I'm almost positive this game has a new mode, because I do not think those are going to handle this too well. We'll see though, maybe I'll be wrong. Yeah, this is very playable though.
Okay.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and go wrap this video on up? Well, all right, guys, that's a wrap for Star Wars Outlaws at 1440p, and it seems like even with FSR's help, we couldn't get 60 FPS on high anyway. I think if we just went FSR 3 and medium, that you'd probably get 60 plus without frame gen and all that. But I mean, frame gen does still feel like it helped out a little bit, but it still felt like we were getting some chugging going in the spots where it was dropping to 50 in reality. But it still felt like it was better than nothing. So at least it feels like it's doing something. Much more so than if we were at like 30 FPS and turned it on. Then it would feel like still like shit. It'd say we were getting probably 60 plus, but it would still feel like absolute garbage. So happy to report that that is not the case with this game. So that's always good. So that is all I got for you guys for this particular video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.